Welcome, Collective, to Timeless Energy. We had a little bit of a technical problem there. I do think that my little microphone might be going out on me. But I had, I needed to do a message. It's like, almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So, this is Barbara. And this is a general, timeless reading. This is entertainment purpose only. Okay, if it does not resonate, please do not try to make it fit. Alright, this is entertainment purposes only. Alright. Watch out for scammers in the comment section. This is my disclaimer. It will not be me. I do not reach out. I'm not in the position to do private readings. I do not reach out. Okay, so my disclaimer, duly noted. I do thank you, though, for the liking and the subscribing. The subscriptions help me build my channel. My channel is very, very small. And I do appreciate the liking. We need all of that kind of support. So if you are watching for the first time, go ahead now and press that like or subscribe button. I do appreciate any kind of donations. However, I used to have a link here. You will find a new link in the description box for any donations or contributions through PayPal. The link is in the description box. There was another link in some of my older videos. The old email is no longer in service. Well, actually, to be honest with you, if you sent a donation to the old link, it would go through, but I wouldn't have a way to retrieve it, as I had a small problem with the computer and I had to change a few things. So I do appreciate the support. Okay, but just to be on the safe side, make sure that it's the new link, which starts with Harmony, and it's in the description box. Now, I know it's very, very late. I'm going to try to be really quiet. We're going to be using, let's see, this tarot deck here, the AE weight, Rider-Waite. It's metallic. They're hard to see, but I've got my little pointer. For clarifiers, I really like the cats rule the earth. If you can see that. Let me adjust this here. This was a gift. It actually is one of my favorites. I've never used them as a clarifier before, but we're going to try using the cat deck as the clarifier. And in the end, after my 3 card with my 3 clarifiers, I am going to be using Divine Time Oracle. Okay, so let's get started with the Rider-Waite. Here we go. Okay. Now, as I've had to get a couple of these decks, these Rider-Waite cards, they're a little stiff, and the space that I have allowed, it's a little harder to shuffle, so I don't do that in front of the cameras. But we're pulling 3 cards, and then we'll go over them. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. I'm going to ask for the protection of Archangel Michael and the guidance for today's Timeless Energy read. Protection for Archangel Michael and the guidance for today's Timeless Energy read. The guidance for today's message for timeless energy. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Guidance for today's timeless energy read. Okay. The first card we have is the Six of Wands. And I'm going to set that right there. 2 more cards for the timeless energy message for today. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. 2 more cards for today's timeless energy message. Spirit guide me. 2 more cards for today's. And I have the King of Cups. Okay, 1 more card. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. 1 more card. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. 1 more card for today's. Oh, there it is. And we got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Now, I like to use the chakras. Anybody who's watched me before might have mentioned I am a little bit on the blind side. But still see enough. I just need to look really close. So I take my time. And I do appreciate the patience of my subscribers, my collective, and the support of my collective. But I am older, and my sight is a little bit on the difficult side. Now, the Six of Wands is the heart chakra. And I like to point out the chakras first because I don't want to forget them later while I'm in the middle of the read. I'm letting you know the Six of Wands is the heart chakra. The King of Cups is the 3rd eye, and that's your intuitive. I like the intuitive. I know it better than the other ones because the one definition of the 3rd eye that I prefer personally is that you know that you have this gut feeling. You know your intuitive or your instinct about something is spot on, that you can trust it. Okay. Now, with the Ace of Wands here, we're looking at the crown chakra. And it doesn't matter. It's still the crown chakra, even if the Ace of Wands is in the reverse position. So, let's look at our first card. The Six of Wands. Okay. The Six of Wands is some type of success normally. It could be a situation where you're just desiring successful results. If you want to go off the beaten path a little bit, because that's not mentioned often, but it is a success energy. This could be fame. This could be supporters. And anybody that does anything today knows how important it is to be supported with whatever you're doing. But in the case of the Six of Wands, we are looking at personal interest in the success. It's usually that you've done a really good job, you've put in a lot of hard work, and you're getting recognized for it. So this is a really good way. And you might think that that's not a really big deal, but you know what? If you're a student and you're not the smartest kid in the class, and you have to work twice as hard as anybody else in that classroom, and you pull a very, very good grade. Of course, your parents are going to be very proud of you no matter what you get. But the thing about it is the work that you had to put in. It wouldn't be that big of a deal for the other kids who always get good grades, but you really put that extra in. And that is what the Six of Wands is. The Six of Wands is success. Okay, but it is well done energy. This is the recognition or the reward for the hard work or the effort that you put in. And trust me, in many cases, in the real world, you're putting in hard work. Not everybody out there gets recognized for doing the right thing or putting in the extra effort. In some cases, we are not all achievers, and you don't often see, well, maybe a teacher might, because they point your grade and whatever. I know that we're living in a society where everybody wants to be seen on an equal footing. But to be quite honest, there are some people that are gifted in certain things, and there are some people that are gifted in other things. And it's just nice to see the energy of the Six of Wands, because this is saying, this energy that somebody, or the energy of putting in the extra hard work, something that is not normal, that you would achieve really, really well at, that you've really, really, really put in a lot of extra effort to reach the conclusion or the success or the grade or the accomplishment, something that might come easily to another person. And that is what the energy is with the Six of Wands. Something that would normally come very easy for someone else, not necessarily for you. And this is receiving some kind of reward or recognition for this accomplishment. Okay, now the Six of Wands is a fire energy, and I like the fire energy cards because you know what, that's aggressive energy. You really had to be aggressive. You really had to die for the cause, really put that energy out there for whatever it is you're focusing on. And that could be any number of things, because we have any number of people watching this. So whatever it was that you put that extra effort in for, the Leo energy is that aggressive. It could be dignified, but this is a situation more like whatever it was, you had high standards. For whatever it was that you were dealing with, you maintained those standards. You maintained your dignity. And you were very, very aggressive. This could be a leader energy. We are not all built in to be leaders. This was aggressive fire sign energy. And it goes with the Jupiter, because the Six of Wands is a Jupiter energy. I didn't see any recent astrocast, so I'm not going to refer to any of the ones I watch for what's going on in the planets right now. I do know that the Jupiter is a magnifier. It tends to be expansive. But the Jupiter energy can also be optimistic. Alright? Or positive. And positive is a really, really good one. So while you're putting in that aggressive energy, while you're working for whatever it is that you've got going on, and you might not be the most physically fit, you might not be the smartest person, but I prefer, hey, comparing this to a Capricorn, like the goat climbing up the hill, okay? You set your mind at a task and you worked really, really hard at it. And this energy is basically either receiving that reward for that effort or receiving that recognition. Now, the Six of Wands can be connected to fame. And wouldn't we all like to be famous? You see in the social media all kinds of people singing, dancing, contests. I like some of them. They're really, really good. But the Six of Wands could be connected to the kind of recognition that you get when you become well known for something. Alright. So, and there we go. Now, the heart chakra. With the heart chakra, not necessarily all pertaining to like love. I don't do the love reads, not necessarily. But with the heart chakra, it could be diversified interests. It could also be curiosity about things. You have the energy of maybe you're learning something new. Maybe you have built in a curiosity of something you're learning has led you to something different. Okay, so the heart chakra could be that. Now, this is an expansive energy, so not just like what pertains to what you love, but you're expanding your mind. Maybe you're expanding what you know about a certain subject. And if this energy basically is something that you are being recognized that you've worked hard on, I would assume that this energy would be saying, with the heart chakra, that it would be being diversified or learning something new that you didn't know before while you were in the process of trying to reach this goal. Okay. Now, the King of Cups would be the second card. And the third eye chakra is my favorite. Because you have a gut instinct and you know you trust it, okay? This happens on certain levels. Some people more than others. I mean, you can be distracted. But the King of Cups is motivated by an emotional water energy. So, being motivated, your thought process or the reaction that you have to something is motivating you. It has to do, the motivation has to do with your emotional reaction. So the motivation in the King of Cups is basically being fueled in that way. Now, the King of Cups masters their feelings. They know, the King of Cups knows how to maintain control of their emotions. But as a situation, the King of Cups would be something that is affecting you emotionally. Now, there is suggestion with this energy that you try to detach from your feelings, especially if it's really, really close. You need to maintain practical balance of some sort with the King of Cups, because see, the emotional balance, if you are like in a situation, you might be dealing with a counselor, a therapist, maybe a physician, or somebody in a professional level. Okay, you might be getting guidance from a professional, but this King of Cups is emotional. It is the response or the reaction that might be brought on when you're emotional. Now, if the first card is being on the receiving end of some kind of recognition, whether it be fame in some way, recognition, or whether you're just the regular Joe and you feel really good about the job you did, or you're just some kid in school that got that exceptionally wonderful grade because you spent all this extra time studying and you want to show what you did to someone that unconditionally loves you because they will be proud. Whatever it is, this is emotional reaction of something that is connected to the third eye. Now, with the third eye, yes, having an intuitive ability, trusting your intuitive ability. That would be the one that I fall back on all the time, but this is easily finding words to communicate what you think or your thoughts. This could be the emotional reaction of somebody who's proud of you, that knows exactly the right words to say after you've put all that hard work in. This energy also with the third eye is being able to solve things. And this could be, and we're talking in a vague manner because we have a lot of people that are watching this. It could be any number of different types of situations. We don't want to make it too confusing. The truth of the matter is, it could be too confusing. Okay? Because solving problems easily on your own would not necessarily be what this card here is saying. What this card here is saying that you're being recognized or you have become successful at something that you're very proud of or that other people have recognized, but it did not come easily. So this could be the communication, being able to find the right words to communicate. It could also be the gut instinct. But what I'm seeing is the communication. Now, the King of Cups is Pisces. You're very sensitive. And Neptune, you're very sensitive. And these are the fallback on the King of Cups. I've gotten the King of Cups a lot recently. But it also can be your dreams. I always fall back on sensitive, but this could be your dreams. This actually could be things that you not fantasize about, but things that you're working for are dreams, right? The things that you picture about how things are going to be in your future, those are not fantasies. Those are your personal dreams. The things that you're working for. The things that you would like. Okay. So this is the Neptune energy. These are having to do with being instinctive. There's your third eye. So it might not be your gut instinct about something that's going on right now, but maybe your gut instincts about the things that you need to make improvements on, the things that you need to get done or work on in order to reach these dreams or goals. This is what I'm seeing here. Now then we lead to the Ace of Wands, which is our third card. Okay. And I know I'm going along a little fast, but it's really in the middle of the night. Now the Ace of Wands is kind of the beginning of something new. We are assuming if it's the beginning of something new that it's something maybe that you haven't had experience with before. But there is some excitement with that. You are dealing with the fire signs. You are dealing with Leo, Aries, and Sag. This could be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sag as far as astrological persons that you're dealing with. It could be a person. And we have Leo twice. It does not necessarily have to be a person, because I try to avoid that, was the Leo, Aries, and Sag energy. Is an extrovert kind of outward type of energy. Now, in some cases, the Ace of Wands could be an energy of not really being comfortable with routine. So maybe you're a little bit on the eccentric side. Maybe you don't fit into that box all the time. And if you had to work really, really hard to find this success that you got, it might be because you don't fit into that box. You're strong-willed with the fire sign. You're determined. You want to be dignified. You want to be recognized. You want to be respected. These are the energies that we're looking at with the Ace of Wands. And you have a youthful energy of this is something new. You're very excited about it. It could be anything, the beginning of anything. And you're very excited about it. But the Ace of Wands in reverse is that somehow there's a blockage. So here you have worked really, really hard, whatever you've been doing, either to gain the reward, to gain the recognition. It might be fame, it might not be, okay, but you've worked really, really hard. But in reverse, this is saying that there's a possibility that there might have been a blockage. With that fire energy, I don't seriously think that blockage would be like a long-term thing. Now, your King of Cups has to do with knowledge, you studied, balance, okay, good advice. That's where that is. So, we've got balance. We're very sensitive. We could be very sensitive if we did not get the recognition, but this is upright. So we are getting some kind of recognition. We are getting some kind of reward. That's basically exactly what it's saying. That we are supposed to be on the receiving end of something we've worked really, really hard for. But this blockage is missed opportunities. Yep. Missed opportunities. Okay. So, in reverse, the Ace of Wands is missed opportunities. Even though you've worked really hard and you should be getting that reward. Even though you're in touch with yourself, you're dealing with a situation where maybe you've gotten advice or you're dealing with professionals. We're dealing with a missed opportunity here. Now the crown chakra you could have a conversation without taking things personally. Okay, so this might be a missed opportunity. This is what I've said, the Ace of Wands would be like the receiving of guidance, and this here has receiving of guidance. But this here is in reverse. So I am seeing the guidance that either wasn't received, wasn't accepted, wasn't followed, could possibly lead to missed opportunities. Okay, with all the work that we put in, And the King of Cups being sensitive and being intuitive. But you've gotten guidance and you didn't follow that advice. And there's a possibility that could cause the missed opportunities. And that is probably missed opportunities or cancellation of plans. Whatever it is that you've worked so hard for could have been canceled. Alright. Maybe not any fault of your own, because if you didn't follow guidance or advice from someone and you missed the opportunity, of course, but it could, plans being canceled, that could be anybody who did that. In this particular situation, I'm seeing a missed opportunity. Oh my. Well, that does not look very promising. Oh my. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to clarify all three of these. We're going to use my cat cards. And we're going to pull one card for each and every one of these. And we're going to clarify that missed opportunity or that cancellation and find out what exactly is going on. Okay, Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. We need to clarify the Six of Wands. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Clarify the Six of Wands. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me, Spirit guide me. Clarify the Six of Wands. Okay, for the Six of Wands, I got the Lovers. Now, would we say that the Six of Wands was success, right? The Six of Wands was success. Was something that a thank you or some type of recognition or reward, suggesting that, you know, hey, this could be, all right, maybe something very small, all right. But you've worked really hard for whatever it is. That part I picked up on. This is a situation where it wasn't like something really easy for you to do. Maybe something you didn't have a lot of experience with, but you were successful. Now, the Lovers isn't necessarily romance, and I don't focus on romance. I never do that. But in the reverse, the cat cards, indecision may cause opportunities to slip away. In some cases with this Lover's card, your relationship with another person might have created a problem. And this could be taken in many ways, because here we have success where you have worked really hard. And what I saw immediately was with this, it was not something that was easy for you to do. Okay, everybody has different types of skills, like I just already pointed out. And whether it's a child in school, whether it's somebody who's new on the job, just got a promotion, whether it's somebody who is new to any kind of situation, or even if they're not new to a situation, but they're doing something they don't have a lot of experience at. Whatever it is, they put in a lot of time and effort. Now, the Lovers here indicates indecision might have created a problem. So you're very insecure, very insecure. You have the Jupiter expanding this card. You have the go-getter fire energy of the Leo. Okay, very aggressive. You have put a lot of energy into this. But here you have like serious insecurities in your second card. And this conflict could be within the relationship of you and another person that you're dealing with. I'm not going to elaborate because you know what? It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I could probably go on forever about difficulties in relationships. Normally, when it comes right down to it, conflicts with people boil down to having some type of communication. And it doesn't even have to be the communication about what the real problem is. It just needs to be, can you even have simple, basic general communication? You can't solve a problem without communication. So there's some kind of inner conflict, and it might have to do with another person who is entering the equation. Okay. We all know that getting that good grade in school, well, you know what the next step is? You know what? There's always another test. There's always another class, a different subject. There's that next grade you're going into. Okay, when you're dealing with work, there's always the new coworker that just got hired who's really, really popular and just absolutely does not like you. Okay? Because peer pressure could have a lot to do with this. And basically this says that it's either indecision that from you, where you're not feeling secure enough to show that accomplishment, or something or someone has come into the equation that has caused some type of change. So let's clarify the King of Cups. I'm going to shuffle this really good. I'm going to switch these over. There we go. The cat cards are so much nicer than the Rider-Waite because they're not really thick and they're not really hard to shuffle. But let's clarify. Spirit, guide me. The King of Cups. Let's clarify the King of Cups and see what the King of Cups has to say. What to clarify. Oh my goodness. There we go. We have a reverse card. The Three of Wands. My apologies. I am still actually getting over that really bad cold. Although I am talking better. And I know my microphone is really giving me a problem. So if it's breaking out a little bit on your end. Okay. So the Three of Wands in reverse. To go with the King of Cups. Was the King of Cups, like I said, is your third eye. And I know my favorite definition of the third eye didn't really fit. With the third eye, even though I say intuition, the one I'm seeing that fits the best is that you're solving problems on your own. Or that you can find the right words to communicate. And with this work here that was put in, it looks like somebody was solving some problems or working really hard on something on their own. Now, the Three of Wands is in reverse. There might be a situation where you're taking a different path than you're normally taking. The one that's sticking out here is to be cautious of those that are offering to help you with whatever it is that you're working on. Now, I've met many readers that have come up with somebody like, okay, there are situations where people are taking ideas or things that other people make, design, or reveal, or don't copyright, and turn around and somehow figure out a way to make it their own. And that happens a lot in the real world. And the Lovers basically is telling me that there must be somebody coming in to the situation. With the King of Cups, though, is your sensitive, imaginative energy. Now, I'm not saying that it's a part of your imagination that somebody else did you wrong. So we're not going to be jumping to conclusions here. But the King of Cups is dealing with a professional, dealing with a situation that's reliable, okay, creativity, okay, so we have some really, really good grounded energy here, knowledge. But the King of Cups is someone who understands unconscious motivations. And the third eye is your instinctive, right? Okay. But I was pointing out communication. You got somebody coming into the picture that you're not having a comfort level with. You can usually get over that if you're able to communicate with the person that you're not having a comfort level with. But there is a little bit of caution here. It's basically shouting out. Be cautious of other people that are offering help. And the King of Cups is being able to pick up on unconscious motivations that might be coming in from people around you. Now, this could be anything. This could be somebody whose motivation is basically to take what belongs to you and run. It does not need to be money. I know a lot of readers focus on money. They focus on property. They focus on, oh my God, if it's a love reading, your significant other. We are not trying to inspire the imagination of my collective. Okay. But the King of Cups does specifically point out that you are able to pick up on the motivations of others that are not having your best interest at heart. The Lovers here in reverse are saying that there might be some complications in whatever it is you've worked so hard on, and those complications might be coming from another person who's just coming in. And this Three of Wands in reverse specifically says, be cautious of those who are offering help, just in case their motivations might not be on the same page as yours. We don't need to use our rapid imagination and go anywhere further than that. Alright. Now, the Ace of Wands in reverse. We need a clarifying card for that. It was like my little cat card. My little cat cards. I love my little card. I actually enjoyed these so much. They were a gift. Almost, I think, out of all of them, besides the Rider-Waite, they are actually my favorite cards, the cat cards. But, here we go. We need a clarifying energy here for the Ace of Wands in reverse. We need a clarifying energy for the Ace of Wands in reverse. Spirit guidance, Spirit guide us. A clarifying energy for the Ace of Wands in reverse. Spirit guide us. Spirit guide us. And I got the Four of Swords in the upright. Let's try to stick it right over here. Okay. Sorry about the crowded space. Okay. Now, this 4 is in the upright, but the Ace of Wands was not in the upright. Was the Ace of Wands starting a new project? So we might be dealing with a situation where somebody has worked really, really hard on something they're not familiar with, something they've never done before. They've really put a lot of effort into it, and somebody else comes in. And it is to be showing a little bit of caution. But the Ace of Wands is something where you're dealing with a new situation. However, in the reverse, this is a blocked energy. You don't always know where the energy is being blocked. And with the tarot, like I said, blocked energy is only for a limited amount of time. This could be something that you were not aware of, that you need to look into. It could be a document that needs to be filled that you were not aware of. It could be a step-by-step thing that you are doing something and maybe you weren't aware of a certain step, or you need to clarify, gather information about. It could be dealing with the purchase of a car. It could be dealing with the rental of a U-Haul. Buying of a house. Transferring up from one school to another. Any major thing. It could be dealing with leaving your house and going to the grocery store. Yes. Just in case you just moved, and there are a lot of people moving around these days. Maybe you're new to the area and they don't have the store you normally go to, and you're really not sure where you're going to end up, and you've got to pick where you're going to go buy your milk. Okay, it could be. Alright, you're venturing out. It's a new situation. Something that you don't have a lot of experience with. Yeah, you have a lot of experience in going to the store for milk. But if you're new to the area and there are a lot of people moving around, you might not be familiar with that store, that neighborhood. This could be anything new. Normally, it's something that's exciting. You're going to really get all excited about, you've worked really, really hard. But with the tarot, it could be something very, very simple. And this energy could be only lasting a very short period of time. Once you've done something once or twice, it's not new anymore anyways, right? So the Four of Swords would indicate a little bit of anxiety over a change. So this is a new situation that you're not familiar with. To a certain extent, and you're a little stressed out, or you've got a little bit of anxiety. Maybe your expectations are a little bit on the unrealistic side, depending on your personal situation. Now, what you've already achieved could be helpful. Because, usually if you're working really, really hard on something, you've got 3/4 of the way through to get to your goal, you're not going to quit that very easily, even if you're anxious. To expect something unrealistic could be a little bit of a problem. Alright, this could have to do with looking after your health in some cases, but this is anxiety, and this is feeling overwhelmed. And this is excitement over something new that you don't have any experience with. We're looking at the positive, but in reverse, you've got blockages. What I'm seeing here is that your blockages are being caused by the anxiety. You're doing it to yourself. Think about it. You're not the brightest light bulb in the classroom. You've never worked on this particular kind of project before. You've never been in this particular kind of situation before. You don't know all the ins and outs. But you've worked really, really hard to get whatever it is that you need to get done. And you've been pretty aggressive about it. You might have a third energy coming in. Alright? You need to be very careful. I'm not saying that there is an energy there that might create a problem for you. Your anxiety and your stress might be coming from a third energy coming in. And there is a possibility that this third energy is trying to take advantage. So you need to show a little bit of caution. That one actually was the big giant one that stuck up. How did that go? The 3. The caution of other people offering help. It could be a problem. Not because they can't be trusted, but maybe because you've done a little bit of homework on how to go about doing something and they don't know really what they're talking about. But this anxiety, that's your blockage. And you're doing it to yourself. With this, you've worked really, really hard, and you're going to stand up for yourself, and you're going to say, this is what I've learned, and this is what I've done, and this is what I need to do. You're going to stop anybody from stepping in who doesn't know what they're talking about and guide you in the wrong direction. With the Ace of Wands, the crown chakra. You can have a conversation without taking it personally. Okay, so turn that around. Have a conversation with whoever is possibly throwing in their 2 cents, and in a very nice way say, look, I've already kind of done this up to here, and you don't know what you're talking about, but don't say that. Don't hurt their feelings, okay? But have a conversation. Have a conversation. Do not let somebody else's bad advice hinder the progress that you made. I think that is actually what the message is. Do not let the advice of someone else coming in after you've done all that work hinder the progress that you've made. I wouldn't say don't let somebody come in after you've done all the work and take the prize, or take the recognition, or take the fame, or take, whatever it is that you earned. I don't think with all that Leo energy that actually is going to be something that's going to happen. It has happened before in the real world. There's really not that much you can do about it if somebody has more juice than you do. They see what you're doing, they see what you're going to be on the receiving end, and they try to step in and take credit for it. Yeah, that does actually happen. But I don't see that happening in this read. Okay, now we have the Divine Time Oracle. I'm only pulling one of these. This gives an estimate time. Now, I know the energy from a read is maybe 4 to 7 days. But the Divine Time Oracle is to clarify a time box for those of you who are watching and resonate with this message, to give you something to work towards. And it might seem vague, but mark it on your calendar. Okay, Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. One card for the timing guidance. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Spirit guide me. Not the right time. Wow. Okay. So whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're dealing with, it's not giving us a time. It's basically saying that now is not the right time. It's not the right time yet. Whatever you're thinking of, writing that letter, making that telephone call, turning in that project, expecting the recognition, expecting the reward, it's not the right time. Take that with a grain of salt, because that's the only one of those I'm going to pull. That does not mean that the recognition will not happen. Okay, it does not mean that the reward for all your hard work is not going to happen. That is just saying that this message clearly is telling us that you've got high expectations to be on the receiving end of something for everything that you've put your hard work in. And Spirit is telling us that right now is not the right time. And hopefully, the next time a message similar to this comes up in one of my reads, we will have a closer idea of when that right time might be. I do appreciate you coming to visit with the Timeless Energy video that I put out today. I do break these videos down into smaller edits whenever I am able. Things have been somewhat chaotic. And I break them down and I put them out, and sometimes I repeat them even. You are always free to go back into any of the videos that I have. Please do remember to like and subscribe if you've never seen one of my videos today. Helping me with the subscription will help build my channel. Helping me with a like. All of that helps send out my video further, and I really, really, really need that support. Please remember that I do have a new link in the description box for donations. The older videos have the older link. I cannot retrieve those. So any donations need to be done to the current links. Okay, and I do appreciate your time for visiting with me and watching my efforts that I'm doing here. And your comments, always. I try to catch them as best as I can. We have had some computer problems. I am aware that the microphone might need to be replaced. I'm working on it. But it hasn't been the right time. Eventually, I will be able to take care of that as well. This is Barbara. Come back and visit me again soon. And you have a nice weekend.